Okay, my name's Sarah Beller, and I made apple tansy, and I got this recipe from Eliza Smith's The Complete Housewife, which is commonly referred to as the first cookbook ever to be published in America. And it was published in Williamsburg, Virginia. But it was first published in London about 20 years before. Okay, so this recipe was a little bit of a riddle. So here's the recipe. It was take 3 pippins, slice them in thin slices, fry them with butter, then beat 4 eggs with 6 spoonfuls of cream, a little rose water, nutmeg, and sugar. Stir them together, pour it over the apples, let it fry a little, and turn it with a ply plate, garnished with lemon and sugar strewed over it. I did that, except instead of rose water, because I couldn't find food-grade rose water, didn't want to poison y'all, so I just used vanilla extract. And I wasn't sure whether it was lemon zest or juice, so I just used both. And a little bit of a history of the ingredients. Apples were brought by English settlers to America, and by the mid-17th century, thousands of apple trees were growing. And apples' most common use were actually in apple cider. Rose water has been used in many different cultures around the world for thousands of years, but it is most notably recognized for its health benefits, and it is commonly accepted that Cleopatra used rose water as a beauty treatment. Sugar. The history of sugar in America began when Columbus brought sugar cane into the Americas. This act prompted a sugar revolution in the European diet, and it thrived in the warm Caribbean climate. And this fueled the forced migration of 1 million Africans to work in the cane fields and sugar mills. Sugar became the foundation of the West Indies economy in the mid-17th century. Sugarcane needed extensive planting and elaborate refining process, and therefore only wealthy people could succeed in cultivating and selling sugar. Okay, eggs. There is evidence that people have been consuming eggs since the beginning of humankind, but the first domestication of fowl is thought to have began in China around 6000 BC, and jungle fowl were domesticated in India by 3200 BC. Sorry about that. And the first domesticated fowl was brought to North America on Columbus's second voyage to North America in 1493. Okay, cream. I'm going to focus on cattle cream because I used cow cream. Okay, cattle is not indigenous to North America, but in 1493, Columbus brought cattle to America when he also brought the first domesticated fowl in 1493. Okay. Nutmeg. Nutmeg is a spice that has a bloody history. Nutmeg was popular with the wealthy, but when Dutch tried to monopolize the nutmeg trade, in the nutmeg-producing, I can't pronounce this out, Banda Islands located in Indonesia, they did so by massacring the natives to the islands. In 1667, British and Dutch were competing to control the spice trade, but eventually signed a treaty. Butter. Butter is made of the cream that is put into the butter churner after it's skimmed, and the churner works by separating the yellow fat from the buttermilk. Colonists all over North America ate apple tansy, but it was more common in Virginia, North Carolina, and Rhode Island. Most apple tansy was probably made in a cast iron skillet, a common cooking tool in colonial times. And apple tansy was created in the 17th century to be a dessert, or it is sometimes served as a side dish, and was eaten more often by richer or middle-class people due to the nutmeg being an expensive spice. It was usually served in parlors, especially when guests were at the house.